Hi, I'm David and welcome to DeliBytes. While you can upload a 16:9 video like the one that you see here to Facebook, to YouTube and Instagram these days, sometimes people do still prefer to create a 1:1 video, which is a square one, which used to be the standard for sites like Instagram as well. It can be sometimes tricky if you're trying to shoot video for the same project that is going to end up with both a 16:9 and a 1:1 version. So here are 3 simple tips to make sure that when you're shooting content for both of those formats, that it works nicely for both. Firstly, use a frame guide. So all professional cameras, plus a number of useful filming apps that you can get for a smartphone, come with frame guides, which will show you what an image will look like in a little overlay, no matter what aspect ratio it's being recorded in. So any good one should have both a 1:1 option and a 16:9 version, which would typically just be the regular format of the screen that you have. So if you are recording a video, I would recommend turning a frame guide on, particularly one that allows you to see both what you would be capturing in the 1:1 square or in the 16:9 version that's relatively opaque for you to be able to see both as you record. But if you are working on a simpler setup that doesn't have that kind of option, just in your mind, try to center the image best you can and imagine that it's being broken up into 4 pieces, a quarter each, and that the center 2 quarters are the square option, and that anything outside of that will be used for the 16:9 version. So it's typically best, if you're working without it, to try to keep everything as centered as possible, though you can slide back and forth in the edit if you do run into any problems. When you are filming a human subject, so something like a piece to camera or an interview like this, it's typically best to make sure that your square version fits kind of neatly on the sides of their shoulders, because you don't want it too close or to feel like parts of their body are being cut off uncomfortably. My second piece of advice is keep your shots a little bit wider than you normally would. Because 1:1 is such a tight aspect ratio, if you are filming a number of very close-up shots, sometimes they can feel uncomfortably tight, or so tight that they're not giving context into what you're seeing and can just be confusing. So instead, use your time on set to shoot some nicer medium to wide shots, because they're going to work well for both formats. And my final piece of advice is to try and shoot in a high resolution if you have the option. So if you shoot in something like 4K, when you take those images into editing software and you're going to be creating a HD or high definition master, you'll have the ability to crop in and out to different parts of the image. So if you can shoot in a high resolution and overframe, so give yourself a little bit too much space on either side of your frame, you can then crop in both for a nice 16:9 image and then also crop in again for a nice 1:1 square image. So that will take you a little bit more time in the editing process to reframe everything, but if you do have that option, it means that you have a lot more customizability to make sure that it works nicely for both. I hope this has been helpful. If you do have any questions, let us know in the comments. Hit us up on delyagency.com or check out DeliBytes next week. We'll see you then.